Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports. We are sponsored by Sheltered Studios, Fire Connect, and Building Solid Foundation.
Welcome back to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show. I am your host, M. Teresa Lawrence, and today we are speaking with Ava Manuel, and in this segment, we're going to talk about her best-selling book, Ignite Your Faith. So Ava, first I'd like to know, what was it like being a best-selling author?
I wish I could say that it changed my life. It didn't feel any different. It didn't feel any different. Like you thought that it would be different, especially that it was best-selling in multiple countries. But what I really love about was what the book was about. And I think the most thrilling experience was when I said yes to the book, more than when it became a best-selling author, because I stepped into that part of my life that's about faith, which isn't something that I have openly talked about, and even exposing what my childhood looks like. So that was like, I had a lot of like emotional moments in writing the book, that finally when the book just got released and it became a best-selling author, it was just like a manifestation of what I already knew in the process of like laboring for it.
No,
Yeah.
I think faith is so important for leaders in general.
Absolutely.
Because I believe that there is something so much greater than us out there just helping us.
Yeah.
And it's important to talk about it.
Yes, absolutely. Well, especially for my case, I would have not been where I am right now if it wasn't for faith. You know, I was born and raised in the Philippines, and I grew up in poverty. You know, the title of my chapter is How Did I Get Here? And it was from a reminiscing moment when I was, I'm organizing a lot of red carpet events, and as the senior editor of the Los Angeles Tribune, and I was coming from one of these events where we were recognizing leaders and awarding their certificates, and I'm like, how did I get here? Like walking to the car, how did I get here? I was like that child that used to like hide under the blankets in fear of my mom coming home and beating me up, and with a violent brother in one of the poorest places in the Philippines. Like, how did I get here? And my answer to that is faith. Like I came across a neighbor who had a small summer Bible study when I was 8 years old. And we sang songs, clapped our hands. But what that taught me that summer, and it only happened that one summer, but it changed my life forever, was that there was someone who cared about me, someone who wanted the best for me. And so to take these steps forward, knowing someone's got my back, someone wants the best for me, it just gave me that level of belief to keep stepping forward. That's how I got here.
And it gave you, I guess, the inner knowing that faith has power.
Absolutely. Like look at all the places where people are stuck. It's usually because of doubt, because of fear. And that's all is rooted from like not really believing that there's someone who wants good things for you. Rooted from the fact that, like someone doesn't have your back. But what if it's different? What if you believe that someone genuinely wants the best for you? Like, what are the things you would do if you didn't fear? What are the things that you would do if you knew you would succeed anyway, right? And it's just a matter of, it's not like I had, a lot of successes. I had a lot of failures, but it's even through the failures, I knew it's just a matter of learning. It's kind of like being a physical therapist. It helped because I knew what exercise looks like, right? Like I would have my patients repeat the same thing over and over and over again with the intention of like strengthening them to really get it finally. And so all of the failures, I looked at them like physical therapy exercises. It's just like, failing, but like ultimately you'll build the strength. So it's a matter, to me, success is a matter of time. And it's because it comes back from that faith of knowing that someone's there who wants the best for me.
So in the book, Ignite Your Faith, the reader is going to get from all of the authors
Yes.
a true belief in a higher power.
And it's beautiful because it's so inclusive. There are 30 authors in the book, and we all have expressed different faith. There are people who came from Buddhism, there are people who came from Muslim. Faith is very subjective. Like, we call God different names, right? But it is that belief, good things await you, that someone's there to take care of you, that really allows us to move forward in life. And yeah, that's what they'll find in the book. It's like the cohesiveness of 30 different authors from different walks of life, different countries, different faiths, all sharing how their faith ignited them to the path that they're in right now.
So Ava, I think it's so interesting that you are doing so many books, and that we are now co-authors of The Moral Compass, which is an amazing book that talks about integrity, which you talked about before. And I know that integrity is just a passion project for you, and that you are involved in Integrity Master Class. What is your vision for that class? What do you think people will get out of the Moral Compass? I know that they're separate, and yet they're somehow so together.
Right. Well, one of the things is that the universe is a way of aligning things that aligns with our passion, right? Like, I didn't know that my CEO, Morak, will write a book on integrity, although one of the things that really magnetized me to the Los Angeles Tribune is how they're grounded in integrity. Like, all of the principles and the decision making that I have seen so far in the almost 3 years that I've been with them is all integrity based. Integrity comes first before money, before any conversation, and so I'm really, really proud of that. My vision for the master class, well, the master class that I've created with a mentor of mine that has really changed my life, is called An Inquiry into Integrity and Authenticity, and it really holds the key to expanding. Like, my question at that time, because I felt like I was full, like I couldn't do anymore, like things were falling through the cracks, and I was in the pursuit of, like, how do I expand my capacity? And I look at people who get so many things done in 24 hours, and I'm like, how do they do it? And really digging into what's integrous for me and what's authentic to me, and taking away what isn't, has really increased my capacity, and also allowed me to really zone in on my vision. So for this masterclass, my vision for this class is to bring people who are open to how they can apply integrity in their life, and how authenticity can really help guide them to their ultimate purpose and their ultimate desires. And being able to pick and choose. I know you've been in the master class with me several times too. I'm a firm believer that authenticity, like knowing exactly what's true for us, and not what other people dictate, what other people expect of us, but what's true for us, being in touch with our core, and then being in line with that through integrity, definitely expands us and helps us get to our purpose. And so that's my vision, is to get people in the master class to be zoned in on their purpose.
Through leadership, if we live in integrity, I just, from my personal experience, I'm just a much happier person when I am true to myself and true to my word.
Yeah.
And my passion is for children, and it drives me crazy when parents or anyone makes a promise to a child and then breaks it.
Yeah.
Because what the child is hearing is, I'm not important. It's not important to keep my word. You can say you're going to do something and then not. That's why leadership and integrity for me it's just so important.
Absolutely. And what's very powerful is that before I went into this search and inquiry on what integrity really is, I actually spent a life of exhaustion, because I wanted to hold this title or this credibility that I always keep my word, But integrity is so much more than that. It's actually keeping your word to yourself. And that's the one thing that I learned is in integrity, like even when I've given my word, if it doesn't align with, if I'm finding through the process that this really doesn't align with what's integrous for me, that I can come back and clean that up, and that I can be authentic and not have to like hold myself hostage. And that alone like creates an expansive opportunity, space for the things that really matter to you, and energy, because a lot of our energy is sucked with things that we don't like. So who makes you? Like, why do you have to? But there are ways to like really in integrity clean up what we didn't realize we're not aligned to. So that's between the moral compass and the integrity masterclass. Those are like my passions.
Thank you, Ava. When we come back, we will continue to explore the fabulous work of Ava Manuel.
Welcome to the Fabulous Lifestyle Radio Show, where we talk about food, fashion, finance, and foundations of life. We are live on KCAA Radio Broadcasting Network. KCAA is affiliated with CNBC, NBC News, and NBC Sports.